What's up, Famo? It's Dano back with some more as always, guys. Y'all know it. Socials on the screen down below, man. Hope y'all doing well, staying good. Everything's good with you guys, man. Love all of you guys that are supporting the channel, riding with me, man. Let's get into the video.
We do
All
not
right,
like
boys,
to
let's get
talk
it.
or point
Let's
out
get it, Famo.
explicitly about relative power positions, and we are generally uncomfortable when others talk about their superior rank in the hierarchy. That is why we often dismiss it, even though we can clearly notice the position one has within a social setting, whether
Little
it is
man.
within friendships,
Yeah, little
professional
man.
settings, or intimate relationships. And yeah, speaking of hierarchy, as the most complicated animal on the planet, we also develop socially perceived hierarchies on the people around us based on physical prowess, position, money, status, knowledge, experience, popularity,
Correct.
and mate selection. Whether we like it or not, judgments will be made on us, and we will make judgments on other people in order to
Correct.
select
Everybody
our
gonna
level
judge
of
you.
association with
Is what it is.
It is inevitable. I mean, we are social creatures working for our own survival and prosperity, remember? Now, to clear things up, the purpose of this
There's
video
something
is
in
not to
my
teach you how to
eye.
be dominant or alpha, as the state of dominance in a man often comes through gradual character maturity and competence as they navigate, acquire, and experience further circumstances in life. This video is
Being
meant
a
to
high
assist you
value
in
man.
social settings in terms of spotting or showcasing someone who is implicitly considered as the dominant individual in the group, or the one who is in charge of the whole
breadwinner,
situation,
the money
as it can
getter.
also turns
You
out
hear
to
him?
be you if you observe this about yourself and around yourself. The idea is that when
Well, let's
someone
learn how to
feels
be
that
the
they are in
man.
a superior social position and is actually the superior one, it will radiate outwards in their nonverbal communications towards others and or from others towards them. In other words, it can be clearly perceived through their body language,
Confidence.
gestures, and micro-expressions towards one another.
Confidence.
Dominance is demonstrated, not explicated. It is very important to know who you are dealing with in social situations. If you have the reassuring intuition that someone else is more dominant than you within a group, do not let your big ego and insecurities embarrass yourself by trying to subtly or expressively out-alpha the man. Know your environments thoroughly. If it is a social situation that you are significantly competent in, it will naturally give you the confidence to take charge. If it is not, then back off. Remember,
That's when
your
you know that you
reputation
the
is on
biggest
the line, and
bird.
you must protect it at all costs by being vigilant on everyone who is present.
I'm the
best
biggest
thing you
bird.
could do when someone else is more dominant than you in a social situation is to simply observe him and learn from him. If you can spot his inconsistencies and weaknesses through time, it will be advantageous for you in the long run. But anyways, here are the 15 signs of social dominance based on
Damn,
my
I ain't know
own
we was about to get a
extensive
list.
observation
What
on
the
someone who is
hell?
a perceived leader of
Cool,
the
let's
group
do
wherever
it.
he goes. Some of them are quite obvious, and some of them are not so obvious. Number 1, they have a strong but relaxed stature and demeanor. The state of dominance is that you have an impeccable feeling of control, confidence, and authority over your circumstances, and when you feel like these, you are naturally more relaxed and carefree. Your movement is slow, you sway more when you walk, your eyelids are relaxed or half closed, and you tend to lean back more when you sit. In contrast to someone who is overwhelmed, anxious, or nervous, their gestures are tense, their movements are sudden, and they cannot maintain a fixed position for a long time. Their eyes are fully open and they sit more upright or leaning slightly forward with a closed or defensive posture.
Just like that.
Number 2, they make eye contact
Just like
and
that.
stare with anyone they please for as long as they please. Dominant people or people who feel superior
Bro,
to others
if you one of the people out there like that make eye contact, people do not give you eye contact back, bro. You know how rare it is I meet somebody that just is cool with eye contact? It's something the world is like forgot how to live with.
rarely put their heads down or look down for extensive periods of time. Their chins are always up in the air and they're always looking around for things that interest them. Their feelings of superiority make them develop this sense of arrogant disposition whenever they interact with someone. And yes, that includes eye contact. Their reassuring acknowledgement of others' inferiority towards them gives them the sense of entitlement to judge others at their own will and pace, which may make others feel uncomfortable, but they won't give a shit because chances are they fully know that people won't or don't dare to do shit about it either. Number 3. They smirk more than they smile. Smirking could be a subtle sign of approval or dismissal, depending on the context. Regardless, dominant individuals are hard to please and disturb. They usually
smirk either mean they like what you said or they finna kill you. There's no in between. There's no in between.
And very rarely laugh out of control or expressively display too much emotions, whether they are positive or negative. Number 4. They touch people a lot more. Remember what I said about dominant people feeling entitled? Well, this is another one. Dominant people will not hesitate to cross other people's physical boundaries, whether it is a pat on the back, a slap on the shoulder, or a hold around the waist. Invasion of people's physical space is a subtle indication of an attempt to gain some form of direct control or influence on that person, like a puppeteer.
Brush their hand off real quick,
wrapping his hand around someone and walking towards a certain direction, the person who is being held will inadvertently follows the direction of the person that is wrapping their hand around him. Again, depending on the person.
I mean, to be fair, if it's Robert Downey Jr., I'm probably gonna walk and talk too. I'm not gonna lie.
People won't or don't have the courage to do shit about it, unless the individual also has a dominant personality. Number 5. They take up more space and leave more space between them and others. This is one that most of you would know of and notice. As I've said before, superior people love the sense of control and authority. It is almost like a constant necessity for them. This reflects in their need to oversee everyone from a clear vantage point. Thus, that is why they take lots of space when they stand or sit and leave lots of space between them and others by leaning back
that was
and pushing
just
their chair slightly away from the table or sitting at the far end or edge of the table. This is the reason why inside the office of most high-position executives, their tables are large and wide to maintain space or distance from any individual sitting or standing in front of it. And this is also why they are always located at the far end or corner of the room, as far away from the entrance door, instead of in the middle of the room or right beside the door. This is so they can see everything that is within the room or coming in and out of the room from a secure vantage point.
I feel like that's just kind of a normal thing, though.
Other people's head turns rapidly towards them, their eyes fixate on them, they become suddenly silent, and they listen attentively. Superior people are both respected and feared. Their high level of competence in many areas of life gets people to become naturally intimidated by them. So people often feel the need or pressure to give them complete attention, either to not get called out or to not display behaviors that will upset them. Regardless if people are interested or not interested in what they are saying, they still command complete attention. Number 7. When they interrupt people, no one dares to argue and they get away with it easily. This might offend some of you, but this occurs quite often. As said previously, when they speak, others went silent and give them full attention.
Oh no, bro. Somebody keep interrupting me over and over. I'm definitely finna say something. Like, fuck it. Like what they gonna do to me, bro? Whoop my ass? No. So like, bro, I'm gonna say something. You keep interrupting.
Thus, when they interrupt a conversation, no matter how exciting it is or how annoyed one might be, they all still turn their heads and are prepared to listen for what they have to say. Number 8. People walk behind them and they rarely glance back to check if anyone is still following them.
That's kind of corny, bro.
Times
this shit kind of corny. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I might not even post this. This shit feel corny.
Consciously take a brief glance behind us to know who are still following us or if anyone decides to break out of the group. This is actually a common primal sense of insecurity in not wanting to feel isolated or separated from the tribe, and it is also a self-esteem and competence check to see if people value or trust your leadership. Dominant people don't need to check because they know people have to and will follow them because they often already set the tone and took charge from the very beginning. Number 9.
I mean, it makes sense, but I don't know.
To state or display their displeasure on someone that is present. Their sense of entitlement and their confidence that people would not dare to question them leads them to feel comfortable and non-threatened in saying whatever they want, even explicit criticism.
You should be that way as a man, anyways.
Those that they dislike. Because they know most people around them would by default agree to their statements or be dynamically peer pressure to agree, even if they actually don't.
You should be that way as a man anyways, bro. You should be able to command the attention and say how you feel, right or wrong, bro.
They talk with a deeper voice and never over-explain or justify anything.
Yeah, y'all heard that. Y'all know it. Y'all know it. Famo, make sure you talking like you Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime must be the realest man ever.
Like I've said previously, when they talk, people will listen.
Optimus Prime, a real one.
And never have the need to overly justify their statements, because usually those who tries really hard and extensively to make a point are the ones that are dishonest and or unconfident in their statements. Number 11. When uninterested in someone, they tend to subtly demonstrate them by half-arsing. When dominant people get bored or mildly annoyed at someone's presence, they usually don't give those people any attention, or they direct their attention somewhere else.
I must be dominant as hell, though, because I will ignore the hell out of somebody, bro. If you get on my nerves, I don't like you, I ain't even finna sit there and entertain a conversation, talk, none of that, bro. That must be true. It's Must be true or
someone's
something.
presence, they usually don't give those people any attention, or they direct their attention somewhere else more interesting to them. And they demonstrate it explicitly without any sense of remorse. A lot of us sympathize a lot, even with people we're not interested in. We continuously try to entertain them or maintain our attention towards them, even if we secretly are desperate in wanting to get the fuck out of there.
Whoa, bro, I don't think he's cussed once, bro. I don't think he's cussed once, and he just dropped a get the fuck out of there.
Interested regardless of how you might feel afterwards. Number 12. People around them compete to assist them and earn their approval. This is probably one that you often see in corporate settings. People often lick the...
But that's not so much just dominance, bro. That's just like your social status and where you are with, like, I feel like a lot of that comes from money, bro. And the bosses got money. So a lot of people gonna be that way about people with money.
Bosses are soaking wet to earn.
And I know just having money don't make you socially dominant, bro.
Benefits. The need to continuously appease dominant people becomes imminent when you realize that their approval means that you are given a certain probability of being invited within their social circle, or get rewarded for your efforts through earning their trust in the form of their approval. It's opportunism for survival and prosperity. Whenever dominant people need some form of assistance, you can easily notice that the people around them subtly compete to raise their hands first and be the one chosen to do favors for them. Number 13. People match and follow their demeanor. We all know this. Energy and demeanor radiates and becomes contagious.
Dick riding.
Conformity towards respected authority is inevitable. Number 14. They rarely second-guess their decisions and often subtly insistent. Dominant people are masters of getting others to just concede their ideals or fears and follow them instead. They are able to make complicated and nerve-wracking things sound simple and relaxing. A lot of us are quite emotionally fickle when it comes to making decisions because either we want to get the most out of it or because we are afraid of misfortunes happening or interfering. Dominant people don't care about all those things. They just want a decision that make the most sense and give them the highest yield. And they get us to concede by taking advantage of our fickleness through escalating the fears and downplaying the rewards that our decision presents. Number 15. Their characters, interests, and outlooks make them always valuable. I saved the best and most important for last.
Alright, let's talk about it.
One that most of you gentlemen do not realize, and probably the most impactful out of all of them. When it comes to dominant people, the real ones, how they are able to maintain their sense of confidence and superiority despite other people's condemnation of them is quite simple to understand, yet hard to spot. But it's this. Their authenticity and devil-may-care attitude in themselves and the things they do in their lives never completely disservice or disqualifies them of their livelihood and essential need regardless of other people's disapproval. Because, regardless if people love them or hate them, people still need them for the competence or result.
AKA, we can't give a fuck out here, bro. Don't care if people hate you, like you, none of that shit, bro. Just be yourself, man. Just I agree with that one. I'm gonna agree with that one, Don, because I feel that way, bro. I don't care if people like me, hate me, never want to see me again, want to say, bro. I don't care. I'm gonna do what I want to do, bro. Like, that shit don't bother me, and it shouldn't bother you, Famo. Not you, not the Famo, not where we from.
Resourcefulness that they possess in high demand and highly sought after endeavors. I used to say in the past that we should not look for other people's approval, and yet deep down, as social creatures, secretly we still do, no matter how subtle that sense is. And this is how dominant people of authority create that balance. They utterly know that people will come looking for them regardless of what they do or how they feel towards them, because they possess something that a lot of people are looking for. In other words, you need to have skills, knowledge, and experience that you personally want to do and possess, yet at the same time highly valuable enough for people to come looking for you for compensatory assistance. For example, the individual whom I base this video upon possesses a skill and competence that ensures that he is always needed by
Andrew
others.
Tate.
That particular skill is his ability to develop and maintain connections with different people of different social backgrounds. He always said that he personally loves to get to know other people and their unique lifestyles. And little did he know that that passion of his could turn out to be the most valuable thing
that's me.
he possess in his life.
Talking about me.
The term, your network is your net worth, and that
I
is
love meeting and learning new people's stories.
Life. His vast connections of people of different backgrounds and competence allows him to develop tons of business deals and get highly compensated for it. giving him access to even more connections and opportunities. People always need people, especially in
That's
business.
facts.
They always want exposure, reach, consulting service, marketing, finance, logistics, loyalty, and exclusivity. So no matter how much people dislike him for his attitude, opinions, or outlook, the same people will come back looking for him for a much needed favor or assistance. So it is important that the endeavors, at the very least one of them that you personally commit to or are passionate about, are highly valuable enough and sought after enough for people to want to constantly look for you. Because as I've said before, the market will determine how valuable you truly are, not your own isolated and often biased estimate of it.
Facts. Okay. Is he done
Thank
talking?
you for watching.
Thank God. Not even in a bad way, bro. That video was just kind of not it, bro. But we done recorded it, and it's going up because I recorded it. And I'm pretty transparent with you guys. I'm not just going to hold a video for no damn reason. But I don't know how I felt about that one. A couple of the points were good points. A couple of them felt like they were just kind of spitballing, and he was trying to come up with 15 reasons. I personally feel this video could have been done in 5 to 10 reasons. But hey, you know, it is what it is. Shout out Mr. Forged, man. Shout out Mr. Forged, guys. Remember, sit up straight. Don't explain a lot of shit. Make other people do your bad shit and shit you don't want to do that feels uncomfortable. Talk with a really deep voice like Optimus Prime. You'll be good, bro. I guess don't give a fuck what people think about you. I do agree with that one because I live by that. I don't give a fuck what people think. But hey, guys, fuck it. Love you guys. Hope you're doing well. Tell somebody you love them. Be positive. I ain't got no outro. You know that. I'm out.